We're recording. I'm going to read this motion again. We got sidetracked from this motion. Moved by Dave McKay, seconded by Kathy Rager. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region acknowledge receipt of and approval of the 2015 Budget PSAB Basic Report as required under the Ontario Regulation 284/09. Any questions? And just know that we likely can't answer them. Well, you might as well be honest, lads. All those in favor? Okay, carried. We got a pile yet, eh? Moved by Dave McKay, seconded by Kathy Rager. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region hereby recognizes Waste Reduction Week in Canada, October 19th to the 25th, 2015. As a municipality, we are committed to reducing our waste, conserving resources, and educating the community about sustainable living. We recognize the generation of solid waste and the needless waste of resources as global environment problems and endeavor to take the lead in our community towards environmental sustainability. Any questions? I was raised on a farm. Recycling was how we made it. Right, Darrell? Right, Councillor McLaughlin?
Well, I'm thinking that this really should be every day.
Exactly.
Not just 1 week. So, if you want to endorse it as a 1 week, but I think it should be ongoing every day. Is my thought. And October 19th, that's election day, so that's a good day to start.
Duly noted, Councillor McLaughlin. I believe you are quite right. We should be looking at recycling and reducing waste year-round, and I'm pretty sure people are starting to get that idea through. All those in favor? Carried. Moved by Dave McKay, seconded by Kathy Rager. Be resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region support the B5315 application for consent, part lot 17, concession for Ross Palmer, upon the following conditions being met. 1. Favorable comments are received from Hydro One Networks, Inc. 2. Favorable comments are received from the Ministry of Transportation. 3. Minimum distance separation MDSI calculations are favorable. A registered plan of survey is required. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed, if any? Carried. Just saying. Seems like all the work was given to 2 people tonight, and I think that's not fair. Moved by Dave McKay, seconded by Kathy Rager. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region support the B81-15 application for consent, part lot 16, concession 1, Westmeath, Rawlins, upon the following conditions being met. Favorable comments are received from the Township of Whitewater Region and Township of Laurentian Valley regarding access for the proposed lot from Snake River Line. 2. Favorable comments are received from the Chief Building Official of the Township regarding karst topographic. Now, topography. Which chief? Ours?
Yes.
We should.
It's already been done, but it is a condition.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was just thinking we should be throwing the WWR in there, but okay. Disregard. Number 3, minimum distance separation, MDSI. Calculations are favorable for the farms noted in Part B-4 of the county report. 4, a registered plan of survey is required. All those in favor? Carried. I have to do it up there because there's no room left. Finally. Moved by Terry Miller, seconded by Kathy Rager. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region support the B159-14 application for consent part Lot 8, Concession 3 Ross, Craig, upon the following conditions being met. 1. The applicant satisfies concerns outlined in the attached report from the Chief Building Official regarding septic approval. 2. A registered plan of survey is required. We're good? Put your foot down.
I'm not sure if you read the report that I provided or not, but the report was Mr. Craig had did some tile drainage across this lot, so we wanted that to be identified, and we wanted that to be registered on the deed. Also, that in case he sells it to somebody else, that they cannot stop that tile drainage. He can maintain it at all times, or it will affect the rest of his property. The second thing was we can either do it at now or at the building stage, that a drainage plan would have to be provided for when the house is started because of the low-lying area there where it's suited.
Right. So I would understand that to be an optional, and you will follow through that responsibility?
They probably will ask for some kind of an agreement with it.
Okay.
As a condition of the severance.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Doug. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? Moved by Terry Miller, seconded by Kathy Rager. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region supports the B38-15 application for consent part Lot 1, Concession 9 West Meath, Kowalski, upon the following conditions being met. The detailed site plan must be attached to the deed as per the request of the Chief Building Official regarding septic approval. A registered plan of survey is required. Doug, you want to speak to that one quickly?
Oh, this one is okay as long as he meets some conditions. He'll provide us with a site plan.
All right. All in favor? Councillor McKay.
I got a problem with this. That's in really good farmland, and I don't like to see farmland wasted for houses. Isn't it?
It is in good farmland, but it is zoned rural.
I don't care. I mean, that's
I understand where you're coming from.
And I want to note that I'm voting against it.
Then you will be asking for a registered vote?
Yeah.
Recorded vote? Same thing, isn't it? No. 10-4.
Because I was sent here to protect farmland, and that's what I intend to do.
I would like just a little more information then, Doug. Which lot for sure is this? Is it the one off of the Grant Settlement Road, or is it down at the river?
No, this is the one off the Grant Settlement Road. It's a property that's beside where the Whitewater Breweries is right now. It's off of kind of off the Grant Settlement Road and Fletcher. Whitewater Breweries is the big piece of property, and then he's severing a chunk off it's quite a large chunk that he's severing off there.
Is it off of the already severed off piece, or is it an additional severed off piece?
It's an additional big severed off piece, and it fronts quite a frontage on Grant Settlement Road.
Councillor Mackay.
I just want the council to know that in the last 15 years, we've lost 6 million acres of prime farmland, and we only have 6% of all Canada landmass is tillable land. And every time we let something like this go, that means your grandchildren are going to go hungry. Thank you.
Duly noted, but you're going to still raise sheep, aren't you? Councillor McLaughlin.
But, and this will go to Doug, there does not to be any change in the designation of the property?
Right now, the property is zoned rural, so that's what it is. Acres. I think it's 8.5 hectares in size. That's what the severance is, so it's probably more like 18 acres or something like that. So it's a bigger piece of property that he's severing off.
Doug, is just one house, or is it a couple?
Right now, it's only one severance, so it's only one house, unless he goes for something different after, which we don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor McLaughlin.
But he would have to reapply if he was going to do another severance. So right now, we're looking at this request of 18 acres, is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Reeve Miller.
Yeah, would you agree, Doug, that the mapping and the zoning and how these lands are classified could be somewhat of a problem on how, what's the science behind it and how that will affect with the upcoming decisions on our official plan amendment 11? Do we not need to redo the map and get to reality? If Dave says that land's good agricultural land, then it should be mapped as such, not by someone in Toronto. And if we've got other land that's mapped as agricultural land that we know darn well isn't agricultural land, shouldn't that be designated for buildings? That's my question.
I guess in my opinion that sometimes the mapping doesn't tell the truth. Some places it's not totally correct, in my opinion. Regarding official plan mappings and zonings.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear, and I'd like all of council to consider this in the coming months when it comes to some very important decisions that we're facing, and I would like to see us make those decisions. That man made a good point. He knows the land. Nobody in Toronto knows that land like that man right there, and we know all the land in this area, and we're smart enough to figure out our own maps without some student drawing circles on a map telling us we can't touch the land. That's where I would like us to think a little. Thank you.
Would there be a possibility that this piece of property would be even marginal or? Okay, Councillor Mackay can answer that.
Well, right now when you drive down that road, it's soybeans, very good crop of soybeans. That land is probably graded grade 2, that'd be number 2 land, as opposed to, the only reason it's not number 1, because they have to drain it. And if it's not there's not a drop of 2 inches 100 feet, it becomes class 2 land. But it's still excellent land. And just look at the crops that are growing there. That's a crime, to me.
It's not a crime that the crop is growing.
No, it's a crime that you waste that land.
We're faced with a tough decision right now because of the already zoning, but I have to totally agree with Reeve Miller in that we should maybe take a second look. There's lots of land available in this municipality that's less than marginable that could be built on. And so if every year something comes more to light, and it's a good thing, I think, that this is looked at every 5 years, because some things can change. But anyway, irregardless, we're going to a recorded vote on this for tonight with the rules and regulations as presented to us tonight.
So we'll begin with the mover, which was Reeve Miller. What is your vote? Yay or nay? Councillor McLaughlin?
Yay.
Councillor Mackay. Councillor Regier.
Yay.
Oh, this is the
Mayor
one that we've been
Johnson.
waiting for 9 months. I'm going to vote yea.
Carried.
Carried. And following that, we need to look very serious about the future. I agree 100%, but what the way the rules are today, I'm glad that you guys took a stand. Thank you, Doug. Whoa, you better stay right where you are. Moved by Terry Miller, seconded by Kathy Regier. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region support the B76-15 applicant for consent part lot 3, concession 1 Ross. Brubaker, upon the following conditions being met. 1, favorable comments are received from the Public Works Manager of the Township of Whitewater Region and the Road Authority of the Township of Admiston Bromley. 2, a registered plan of survey is required. 3, a zoning bylaw amendment is required for the severed lot from rural RU to community facility exception holding CFE-8 zone to implement the official plan requirements for a new institutional land uses. Doug?
So this was the zoning amendment we talked about at the start of the meeting today. And due to MDS situations and a letter of opposition, we put the zoning amendment on hold until the next meeting. We can go ahead with the severance and approve the conditions, because part of it is the zoning amendment. If the zoning amendment doesn't go ahead, then it's not it won't go ahead as a severance also. So if MDS doesn't work for the zoning amendment, it's not going to work for the parcels of the property.
Understood. So I'll leave that up to council. Any further questions? Councillor McLaughlin.
Would this have to come back to a public meeting again, Doug?
No, we've had the public meeting for the zoning amendment.
Okay.
And we've heard it here today as a severance. So, we can hold it off in abeyance, or we can pass it with the conditions, and as long as it meets the conditions, then we'll go ahead.
So, Hope?
But the zoning amendment itself would have to come back to a public meeting, but not the severance portion of it. But the zoning amendment is a condition of this severance.
The zoning amendment that we had tonight would have to come back. So if we pass it, it's kind of like, whether we do, I kind of would like to see part and parcel before we move ahead. So I would be, my thoughts would be to table this or leave it until we have the public meeting, and at the public meeting, it's the decision to move forward has gone. Am I wrong on my thoughts?
Well, we can go ahead and pass the severance if that's what you wish to do, but nothing moves ahead until the zoning bylaw amendment gets passed. So that would have to come back to a public meeting regardless. And if that doesn't pass, then this whole application doesn't go through.
Reeve Miller?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Doug, is this 20-day waiting period after that meeting? Is that what we're trying to achieve here, to save the man some time, or to save some time here? Is that what the issue is here?
Well, the issue is that
It's all right, Doug, if you need it a bit, sometimes that helps. Just go right there, yeah. just saying, maybe there's a possibility we could invest in one more of those mics so we weren't doing this all the time.
The issue is that because we got the letter from Mr. Patterson, we have to address that letter. And the public meeting has happened, so as long as we address that letter, then and it's favorable, then we can go ahead with at the next council meeting. But
so long as that
the MDS
request is satisfied.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Murray. So, I've read this, and well, we might as well vote on it. Any more questions? Okay, when we pass this, it's only passing it really that if every condition is met, it moves forward, and one of the conditions, no matter what happens, has to come back to us to vote on again. So really, up to council. Do you want to vote on this, or do you want to table it? It's show of hands. Do you want to vote on it tonight? Those in favor? Okay, we've already read it. We're going to, all those in favor? Carried. Thank you, Doug. Or am I going to look at another one here?
No, I think that's it. Good night. I'm going on holidays.
Okay.
He's going home to watch the Trump show.
And thanks for fixing the mic. But if council was in favor, this is not the right time to do it maybe, but I am going to ask why we couldn't have one of these mics there. Makes more sense. The touchy-feely mic, I call it. Do you mind? Thanks, Doug. Thanks, guys. Moved by Terry Miller, seconded by Kathy Regier. Be resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region approve the request from Renfrew County and Area Seniors Home to sell raffle lottery tickets at the Cobden's Taste of the Valley event on October 17th, as well as a plowing match in Westmeath on September 19th. The plowing match is actually on Davidson Road. Councillor McLaughlin.
I would like to see that amended to Whitewater Region rather than Westmeath.
Yep. There is no such place as Westmeath. Strike that out. You can put Davidson Road, Whitewater Region on it. Sure, we'll know exactly where we'll know where everybody's going this coming Saturday.
I'll be a little late.
You come in the afternoon. I'm going to plow all morning, so there won't be much left for you.
I'm supposed to too.
Yeah, what? Don't shout, Kathy, don't shout, whoa. And when in doubt, put the clutch in. And if that doesn't work, turn it off. Moved by Terry Miller, second by Kathy Regier. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region approves the request from Renfrew and Area Seniors Home Support to sell raffle lottery tickets at Cobden's Taste of the Valley October 17th, as well as a plowing match on Davidson Road in the Township of Whitewater Region September 19th. All those in favor? Carried. Councillor announcements. I had one, I can't remember what it was. Councillor McLaughlin.
Oh, councillor announcements, I think, well, one is the open house of the Forces Falls Library on the 26th. I think we've already discussed that. As well, I don't know if this is where I want to bring this up, but there is a veterinary committee meeting on 29th of September here in the down below in the community room. So I was addressing that towards our representative, seeing that he's not got notification. I don't know what happened there. I got notification by phone call. But I informed him I did not sit on that committee.
And you can go if you want.
Oh, anybody is welcome to go. Certainly,
So
and I probably will attend.
Okay, that's great. And 29th,
Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay. So,
And when you're writing it down, it's 7:30 is the meeting, but it would be preferably you'd be here at 7 to open the doors to welcome people.
Okay, door open. I have a key.
That should open the door.
yes. Come in through the bottom, and we'll give you the code
Doesn't
when
need
we're
a
not
code because
live.
it doesn't need a code. It's in the room downstairs.
Oh, just open the front door. Yeah, there's a paint by number set right there. Full instructions, turn key to right, push button, then walk in. 10-4. We also have the Heritage Society open house on the 25th on Friday.
It's not an open house. It's a dinner.
Oh, dinner, yes.
It's a dinner on Friday evening. I have tickets. If anybody else is looking for tickets, I certainly could get them for them. It would be nice to see the representatives from the Historical Society attend.
This Friday?
No,
Next Friday.
A week from Friday.
A week from Friday.
Be there or be square,
You
I
can
must say.
go to the at the Orange Lodge.
At, is it a 6 or 6:30, Darrell? I fully intend, I have it on my calendar. Pardon me? Yes, that's why I couldn't come to trivia, I'm sorry. I can't do both. So I'm not on your team. Councillor McLaughlin.
Whitewater Historical Society 30th Anniversary Dinner, Friday, September the 25th at 6 p.m. Forsters Falls Orange Lodge. Tickets are $20 a person or 2 for $40.
Perfect. I see the discount sneaking in there. All right. And did everybody get their email from Mr. Dremko? Or did I just get one? Yeah. I would just, I think he had a point there, but I don't know how to resolve it at this point because of staff overload. But I must say that I use his web page relentlessly because I think it's a good one, and there's all over the countryside to go to it, and plus we got the Muskrat Watershed on there now, and that's a good thing. Anyway, that's I just wanted to bring that up. We should work towards that. Okay, there's another guy. Well, there's who's the chairman of that committee right now? Do you know who the chairman is? Do you know? I'm not good with names, as I keep telling everybody, but there is somebody that's a chairman right now, so we'll have to work on that. Don't drop the ball. All right. Anybody else with councillor announcements? That's it then. All right.
I was going to say, other than the golf tournament for Patsy.
That's October 2nd.
No, that's September the 27th. So you can go to have dinner Friday night, go to the opening on Saturday, and come golfing on Sunday at 1 o'clock. And you will
I have
see
it on my calendar for the tournament, I know that, but I don't know.
You'll see me at each one.
And there is
Perfect.
another fundraiser.
And I'm coming to whatever I can.
For
So.
Patsy.
Yes,
Yeah.
the final one is
Yeah,
the third.
no, she
Maybe
does.
I'll just go to the gym. You do the golfing on this.
You can drive the cart.
Physical condition, but I'm not.
If you drive the cart, you may be able to go for the longest drives. All right. Moved by Terry Miller, seconded seconded by Kathy Regier. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region went into closed session under Section 239-2 of the Municipal Act at 8:01 p.m. for litigation or potential litigation affecting the corporation of the Township of Whitewater Region or local boards, including matters before administrative tribunals. All those in favor? Carried. Well, we can take a minute or two to get it, sure, yeah, there we go.